Hey, good morning everybody. Devo here. And I decided to take a break from the normal worky, always busy shenanigan things and stuff that I've been doing with Bored to Death games and give you guys a new tutorial. I haven't done one in a while or maybe even ever. I think I've given like maybe tips, but I don't know if I've done an actual tutorial before. I'd have to look back. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Today we're going to be showing you something in After Effects. It's how to take a flat image and turn it into a rotating 3D logo. But first, let's go ahead and roll that intro, and then we'll get into it. All right, so before we get started, I just want to say this may be an After Effects tutorial, and there's a lot of people that are very intimidated by the program. Understandably so. But this is a very simple one to do. You can have very basic, if no knowledge of After Effects whatsoever, and this should still be a cakewalk. So let's go ahead and jump into After Effects and let's see what we can do. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to a new composition. All right, 30 frames a second, that's fine. Let's go ahead and change this. We don't want it super long. Unless you do, then that's fine. Then ignore what I'm doing. But I'm changing it to 10 seconds. And we'll just name this 3D rotating logo. When I talk while I type, I slam on that keyboard. Otherwise, I'm usually a pretty quiet typer, I swear. So I'll hit OK, and you're done. There it is, good job. No, I'm just kidding. And you can use literally any image you want, but the ones that look the best is something that has a transparent background in it. To get something like that, you're probably going to want to utilize a program like Photoshop and then cut out whatever image or whatever that you're looking for, or create your own logo and make a PNG out of it, just so it preserves the transparency of the background. All right, this is what I'm looking for. Drag that over there, put it right down here into the timeline, and then scale it down. For those that don't know, when you're scaling, you grab those little anchor points and you move it. That's pretty standard and self-explanatory. You hold shift and it'll retain the same proportions. Because I've been doing so much work with them, we'll just go ahead and use the logo for Bored to Death games, the current logo. This is their second logo, and so who knows what the next one will look like. I'm sure it'll keep changing and just constantly updating, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter, right? Let's get back into this. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna wanna go ahead and make this a 3D layer. Very important for a 3D rotating object, I would assume. And we can switch this to 2 views over here. Okay, so this is what you're going to be seeing on this side over here. On this side here, this is a top-down view, which is what we want. So now that we have a 3D logo, we're going to go ahead and go into and type in hue, search up hue saturation, and drag it right on top of your image. Just pull the lightness all the way down. Trust me, it'll make sense in a minute. So now I click on your top-down view, click back into here, Control or Command and D. That's gonna make a copy. And you push down on your keyboard, and do it again. Push down, copy down. Okay, now that we have, where are we at? 33 layers. That might be excessive. You can trim it down accordingly. It's completely up to you. But we're gonna go into Layer, New, Camera. And all the normal settings are just fine. Go ahead and hit OK. We're gonna create another new object. So Layer, New, then we're gonna go into Null Object. Now in the Null Object, go ahead and highlight that. Make sure it's a 3D object. And hit R for rotation. And so the Y rotation is really the one that we're looking at right now. So at the very beginning of your playhead, hit the little stopwatch, and then move it forward as far as you want. You know what, let's just go all the way to 10. And how many rotations would be reasonable within a 10-second time frame? Oh, I guess any longer than 2 seconds per rotation can be a little tedious, unless it's something in the background that you're putting in your videos, and that's fine. But for the sake of that, we're just gonna do 5. And keep it right at 2 seconds. It's good enough for me. So this is what it looks like so far. You can see that that's rotating, but nothing's happening because we need to parent our camera to it. So grab your little pick whip. If you don't see this, this is a common problem. Apparently, I've run into it a few times. If you don't see your little pick whip and you don't have it over here where you can choose what you want to parent to, you're gonna right click up in here, not here where the layers are, but up in here on the gray area. Go to columns, parent and the links. When I click that, it turns it off, and I don't have that. I don't have any way to parent anything to this, which is pretty important in After Effects. Well, I at least use that a lot. So right click up in here, columns, parent and link. This has saved my life figuring this out. So, we can go and close that back up. Grab the little pick whip from the camera, pull it up into the null object, and then hit spacebar to preview. Your whole thing is spinning now. We can even take this away, go to one view. And now you can see that your whole logo rotates. So now that we got that part done, click on your top layer, hold Control or Command, and click your bottom layer as well. You go up here into Effect Controls, and click the little FX. There you have it. There you have it. You have your 3D spinning logo. There may be a lot of steps to it, but there's ways to make it go pretty quick. And it looks pretty good. And if you don't like the black borders around everything, that's my preference. Then you don't have to lower the lightness on everything. And if you already did, you followed along here, just grab everything that has this little effects right here. Start your top, hold shift, click your bottom one, highlights everything, turns that off. So now when you rotate it, because I have a black border on most of this here, I don't have a black border around the word games right in here. So when I scrub forward, you can see that that's red. Yeah, that little extra motion blur right in there, and you can see the skull inside of it too. So it's not my preference most of the time, but for this, absolutely works and looks great. And then you can even take it a step further. Just throw on that motion blur. And then during that rotation, it'll make it look that much cleaner. I use motion blur for everything, just because I think it looks good. But anyways, that is how you create a 3D spinning logo, and then you can throw that on whatever video you want. Pretty sweet, right? But that's all the time that I have for right now. If you found some value in this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, ring that little bell so you can get notified when I actually do start uploading stuff again. And don't forget to check out Border Death Games right here. You can go ahead and subscribe to them as well. I do a lot of video and photo work for this company, and there's a lot of fun, especially if you're into like tabletop games and RPGs and stuff like that. It's no longer the realm of the nerds. It's like everybody plays that. Everybody. Except me. Ironically enough, I have never played any of these tabletop games that I produce content for. It's super interesting, and I know quite a bit about it, just never sat down to play it. Yeah, I'm kind of the black sheep of them. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for joining me, and keep creating. Cheers.